The Premier League is finally back. I got to save myself from embarrassment last week as all the games were postponed due to the death of the Queen. I should scrap a whole video because of her. Very inconsiderate. In all seriousness though, rest in peace. But now we're finally back with Game Week 8 predictions. Technically Game Week 7 predictions, but you know, I'll let that one slide. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. Let's try to get 20 likes on this video. And also, just for your information, 3 games have been postponed. I'm not going to predict those games because loads of injuries could happen by the time they're played in about 6 months' time. Aston Villa versus Southampton. These two teams are just really funny, aren't they? At the start of the season, people were tipping Aston Villa to fight for European football. They made a very good signings, while with Southampton, some people were saying they were going to get relegated. Well, how the tables have turned, Southampton have made quite a good start to the Premier League season, while Aston Villa are looking very shaky under Steven Gerrard. To be fair, in Aston Villa's last game, they did play well versus Man City. I think they're going to pick up 3 points in this game in a 2-1 win versus Southampton. Danny Ings will score the opener versus his former side. Then quickly Shea Adams will score an equaliser with 10 minutes to go. Felipe Coutinho will score a beautiful outside the box goal that curls into the top corner and gives Aston Villa the win. Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. The last time these two sides met, Nottingham Forest picked up a 1-0 win, but Nottingham Forest have a completely different side now. Quite literally, they're signed 21 players. I'm convinced Steve Cooper doesn't know the name of half the players they signed, but when they were offered a player, they just said yes. Willian will probably make his first start for Fulham in this game versus Forest, and you know what? He's going to be absolutely terrible. He won't even impress his own mother, and his spell at Craven Cottage is just going to be dreadful. This game will end up being a 1-1 draw. Mitrovic will open the scoring, and then Nottingham Forest will get a late equaliser thanks to Morgan Gibbs-White. Wolves versus Man City. And lads, Diego Costa is a Wolves player. What a mental signing. Tell someone 5-6 years ago that Diego Costa would end up playing for Wolves. They would have laughed at your face. They probably would have punched you in the face. The announcement video was perfect. Diego Costa walking in with Wolves. He looks like the kind of guy that lives with Wolves. This wasn't for the announcement video. Those are just his flatmates. You associate Diego Costa with being a bit of a shithouse. Here's a stat that blew my mind. It's probably going to blow your mind. He's never gotten a Premier League red card. That is just truly mental. Well, now he's playing versus the English champions, and I can just feel a little bit of drama coming. Let's be honest though, City will win this game. They're going to win 2-0 thanks to 2 goals from Erling Haaland, who just cannot stop scoring. Newcastle versus Bournemouth. The break for Newcastle probably would have helped them, but they were picking up a lot of injury concerns, so a few weeks off would have given them a little bit of time for players to recover. Newcastle looked very good at the start of the season before all the injuries, where they could play their type of football, especially that draw versus Manchester City. It was a very exciting game, and the big question we all have is whether Newcastle can qualify for European football, and honestly I think there is a good chance they can do it. And I do think this game will help them in their pursuit of European football. Bournemouth did win in their last game, but I don't think that winning streak is going to last. Newcastle will win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Trippier and Joe Linton. Spurs versus Leicester, and well, Spurs were embarrassed in Europe versus Sporting Lisbon, losing 2-0, but it's worse for a Leicester fan. I know a few of my subscribers are Leicester fans, and well, it's not looking good. Less than 18 months ago, Leicester were winning the FA Cup and the Community Shield. Now they're bottom of the Premier League. It's such a quick change. Brendan Rodgers was the manager that lifted the FA Cup. Well, now he's on the verge of getting sacked, and this game is not going to help Brendan Rodgers, and I'm sorry to all the Leicester fans watching, but you are going to be torn apart. 3-0 Spurs. Harry Kane will score once, Kulusevski will score once, and Richarlison will score once. Brentford versus Arsenal. This is going to be a really interesting match. Mikel Arteta returns to the stadium that he probably faced his most agonising defeat as Arsenal manager. Over 12 months later, and how times have changed. Arsenal are currently top of the Premier League, and despite losing last time out to Manchester United, they're looking very good this season. It feels like Gabriel Jesus scores 2 goals every week. He's only scored 3 goals. You know, he still has been very good, but you know, that surprised me. Speaking of strikers that have been on form, Ivan Toney has been brilliant of late, and honestly, he's really pushing to get in the World Cup squad. If I were Mikel Arteta, I would not let Ben White anywhere near the pitch. He'll probably have PTSD. He's so scared of that man. Arsenal will win this game 3-1. Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli will give them a 2-0 lead. Ivan Toney will pull one back, but Bukayo Saka will finish off the game with a third. West Ham versus Everton. Well, you would have predicted Everton to be in the bottom half of the Premier League table, but not West Ham. You would have expected them to be battling for Conference League and Europa League. No, they currently sit 18th in the relegation zone. Jarrod Bowen was brilliant last season, not denying it, but the lad would want to cop on. I mean, the World Cup is in a couple of months, and well, he's not playing very good for West Ham at all. He's one of those players that's definitely good enough to be on the plane, but he's not guaranteed, to be honest. Well, with Everton, they got a 0-0 draw versus local rivals Liverpool, and they played very well, but nowadays, is it really that impressive playing good versus Liverpool? You just don't know what to expect from them. Coming from a Liverpool fan, even though we won versus Ajax, kinda happy we're not playing. Good for my mental health. I know I just criticised him about 20 seconds ago, but Jarrod Bowen will score the only goal in this game for a 1-0 win for West Ham. So that was my Game Week 8 Premier League predictions. Let me know in the comments how many you think I'm going to get right. Probably 0. And let me know in the comments your Game Week 8 Premier League predictions. I'm still a little bit confused with the fact Diego Costa is a Wolves player, Willian is a Fulham player. What's next? Eden Hazard will be a Southampton player. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.